Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Badger Workshop. I've been collecting stickers for a couple of years now, and when I went to Maker Central last year I got absolutely loads, but they've all been sat in a box. I always knew I'd be moving workshops, so I never wanted to put them up anywhere. So now I've got the new workshop built, I thought I'd better display them. I've got a few lengths of this 2x3 left from the workshop build, so I decided to use this as the frame. It's certainly not the nicest timber, but I needed something quite long, and this fits the bill. They're never the straightest things in the world, these construction grade timbers, and they got rounded over edges. So first I squared up two sides on the planer, squared up the third side on the table saw, and then fourth side and take it down to final thickness on the thicknesser. Now I want to keep track of the orientation and which way up each board is, so I'm drawing a little arrow on the top. And then I'm going to put them through the table saw with that arrow at the top but facing the fence. I'm cutting a slit about 1 centimetre deep, roughly in the centre of each board. As it's hard to get it exactly centre, that arrow will help make sure all the boards are the right way up later. Now this slit is to accept a bit of perspex or acrylic sheet or whatever else it's known as. The sheet I've got is 2mm thick and the curve of my blade is 2.4mm. So it fits in nicely with just one pass. I can use my new sled to cut one mitre, and then I can slide the acrylic into it. The sides of the frame need to be slightly shorter than the actual sheet itself, because the sheet needs to poke into the end bits as well. I don't know if that makes sense, but you've got to take into consideration the groove you've cut. So with it in place, I can mark out where the second mitre needs to be cut. This can then be cut down on the new sled. So the two long sides of the frame are both getting cut down on the left hand side of the sled. The two shorter sides, which are going to be the top and the bottom of the frame, I'm going to cut down on the right hand side. So each corner is going to be made up from one piece cut on either side, so it should add up to a perfect 90 degrees. I've done this before wrong. I've forgotten to take the protective film off before I've put it in the frame, and then it's really difficult to get off. So take that off first, and then we can get it all put together. Each joint is going to be held together with a good amount of wood glue. Unfortunately, none of my clamping options are big enough for a frame this large. But I came up with a solution that's nice and simple and worked. Because this sheet's only 2mm thick, it's not very rigid, but I kind of worked out in the end, if I have it overhanging the edge of the bench, it makes it much easier to slide into the frame. And the sheet's not very rigid on its own, but actually in the frame, it's really stiffened up. So I get the first side in place, and then I can get the two end bits or top and bottom bits in. Again, quite fiddly to do, and a thicker sheet would have been better, but my local DIY store, this is what they had in stock. So as I said, I had no clamps big enough, so I decided just to put a few pin nails in from either side. If I was making a nice picture frame, I wouldn't want to do this, but as it's for the shop, and it's made out of a bit of construction timber in the first place, I think this is going to be absolutely fine. So with the first two corners secure, I can carefully flip the whole thing over and then try and get the fourth side in place. This time I remembered to lean it over the side of the bench to start with, and then I could get a hand underneath the perspex and kind of push it up into the slot. I can then push the frame against the back wall of the workshop for a bit of support and get the last few brad nails in. I left this alone then for a few hours so the glue would dry. So I've just kept adding stickers to this box and not really looked at how many I got. And when I emptied them out, I was a bit worried if I'd actually got a large enough perspex sheet. I know I could put them on both sides, but I didn't think that'd look very good. But after about an hour of peeling off the back of stickers, I managed to get them all on with a bit of room to spare. But I think by the end of the year, I'm probably going to have to make another one of these. So that's it all done. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it or if I'm going to attach it to the wall, because it actually just sits against the wall quite nicely. I hope some of you noted your sticker on there. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.